Okay, dear friends, good evening. How are you? Today we have to discuss first about the paintings, then the dance forms. In the dance forms, I have sent you some study materials today, but I could send it a bit late. So maybe you people should not have downloaded it, or some of you. So can you give me the information? Have you downloaded the study material on dance forms which I have just sent you, possibly in the evening 5 o'clock? Because you people are very busy people these days, as I know. Please, I'm just waiting for your answer. Oh. Okay, I'll just give you certain time. Let us start with the 5 questions first. Ajanta represents which of the following art forms? My students, observe the question. Ajanta represents which of the following art forms? Point 1, architecture. Point 2, paintings. Point 3, sculpture. And choose the correct code. Choice A, 2 only. Choice B, 2 and 3. Choice C, 1 and 2, and choice D, 1, 2 and 3. Be fast. Be fast, my students. I'm just waiting for your answer. What is the answer? Choice number D is the answer. Okay. Which one of the following schools of sculpture gave the greatest emphasis? Choice number D. 1, 2 and 3. Surprisingly, how can you answer this question? You have really surprised me, my student. This is a very brilliant answer you have given. At least in this question, I was a bit apprehensive that possibly you may fall and you may miss the actual choice. How did you find out even architecture? In architecture, you can say Chaityas, the Ajanta, basically Ajantas are Chaityas and Biharas. And it was within Chaityas, there is a sculpture. So there was you can say evidence of a sculpture as well. And it was within Chaityas, they are the Chaityas and Biharas, they are the paintings. So architecture, sculpture and paintings all have been represented by Ajanta. And you people have really made, you can say, given a very satisfactory answer to me. That is the correct answer. How many students might have done this choice number D, Mr. Ankur? Almost? Yes. Question number 2. Which one of the following schools of sculpture give the greatest emphasis on sensual pleasure? पर इनमें से कौन ऐसा है स्कूल जो सेंसुअल प्लीजर देता है सबसे ज्यादा? चॉइस नंबर ए, मथुरा स्कूल. चॉइस बी, सारनाथ स्कूल. चॉइस सी, गांधारा स्कूल. चॉइस डी, अमरावती स्कूल. अमरावती स्कूल. अब यू हैव सॉल्व द क्वेश्चन नंबर फर्स्ट, देन व्हाट इज चैलेंज फॉर द question number 2? It is just like you can say a cakewalk for you, because you have already, आपने इतना अच्छा आंसर क्वेश्चन नंबर फर्स्ट कर दिया. सेकेंड क्वेश्चन तो आपके लिए कुछ है ही नहीं. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3. Now go through it. Which one of the following is not correct about the Mathura style and the Gandhara style? Choice A, red stone was used in Mathura style while blue and black stone in Gandhara style. B, the approach of Mathura style was idealistic whereas Gandhara style was realistic. Choice C, the Gandhara style was patronized by Indo-Greeks and Sakas whereas the Mathura style by Kushanas. D, the Mathura style laid emphasis on the physical appearance of the Buddha whereas the Gandhara style focused on spirituality reflecting on the face of the Buddha. अब ये 4 चॉइस है. माय स्टूडेंट्स, गो थ्रू द चॉइस. Slightly a long choice, but you have to find out कि which one of the following is not correct, इसमें से कौन सा गलत है. But yes, very good. Marvelous answer. Question number 4. Consider the following statements and choose the correct option. Assertion A. Gandhara art is also known as Greco-Roman art. Reason, it had Greek influence on its physical appearance and Roman influence on its ornamentation. Go through the reasoning. Choice number A is the answer. Yes, good. Question number 5. Which of the following temples have been built under Vesara style? 1. Larkhan temple, 2. Hoysaleshwar temple, 3. Birhadeshwar temple and 4. Virupaksha temple. मैंने इनमें से कौन सा है जो वेसर स्टाइल में टेम्पल्स है? चॉइस ए 1, 2 and 4, चॉइस बी 2, 3 and 4, चॉइस सी 2 and 4 and चॉइस डी 1 and 2. Be fast. Maximum C. Yes, C is the correct answer. Hoysaleshwar temple and Virupaksha temple. Virupaksha temple is Chalukya temple. Hoysaleshwar it is. मतलब you have done marvelous. अब तो मैं सोचता हूँ कि आप लोगों से प्रीलिम्स का क्वेश्चन ना पूछूं क्या? Because you are just always solving 5 out of 5 questions. So, and even if I am bringing slightly challenging question, you are just doing well. आप बहुत अच्छी तैयारी कर रहे हो. But what about mains question? Yesterday I have given you some question on mains. Have you done it? Please inform me. I am having the very little time and I have to do a lot of works. That is the question. Chola architecture reflects a greater height in the evolution of Dravida style of architecture. Examine the statement. $150 words.
कुछ नहीं, कुछ yes करेंगे, कुछ no.
कुछ yes and कुछ no. Why no? You people are so brilliant. All of you should just have told and replied yes. Ajay, tell me one thing. Do you need any help in this question from my side? Please inform me. Do you need any help? Please, Bhaiya Ankur, I will just come to know. Mr. Ankur, just inform.
Given in PDF also.
Oh, given in PDF also. Okay, good. So you can manage it. No problem at all. So, my students, now we are moving to other aspect, that is paintings, you know. So, just I have told you, in fact, how to move in paintings, you know. So, actually, देखो, whenever we're talking about the paintings, you know, paintings. So right from the very beginning, you have already observed the Mesolithic paintings. पहले Mesolithic and then Neolithic and afterwards Mesolithic paintings in the height. But leave it. From Ajanta paintings we find here, it is the more developed painting form. I mean, Ajanta paintings you come to know कि from Ajanta you have unearthed 30 caves वीएस वाकनकर है जस्ट डिस्कस, नहीं वीएस वाकनकर दैट इज भिमबेटका, सॉरी. So you 30 caves have been unearthed, 29 were completely built and one is half built. मतलब 30 गुफाएं निकली है अजंता से, उसमें 29 है वो आधी पूरी बनी हुई है, एक आधी बनी हुई है. अब whenever you have to find out the earliest evidence of and what were the earliest caves, so here you have to inform you कि अजंता is basically a treasure trove of Indian culture, treasure trove of Indian art, you can say. Because from Ajanta you can see, the point is, from Ajanta, one is architecture. You people already informed me. Why? In architecture, the 30 caves you will find कि some caves were Chaityas and some caves were Viharas. You already find difference between Chaityas and Viharas. माने चैत्य क्या है और विहार क्या है आप ऑलरेडी जानते हो. Second one, you can say you are moving in the cave, you will find there the already sculpture. A sculpture was actually built in these caves, and a sculpture is the part of the architecture, you know. So, and third is paintings. You know that there are the certain paintings, so all are repainted through Ajanta. And the earliest cave of Ajanta is the cave number 9 and 10, and these caves belong to Andhra Satvahana period. Andhra Satvahana period means कि from Satvahana period of Satvahana kings you come to know about Ajanta, right from the time of Satvahana kings, you can say. And this was the earliest sort of caves, and here you find that some example of sculptures and paintings as well, but the sculptures and paintings are not much developed during this phase. Then you are just moving later, so you will come to realize that basically during Gupta period, you know, Gupta period, a very, you will find here basically Ajanta in Gupta period cave number 16, 17 and 19, they belong to Gupta period. Here you find the very good quality architecture, that is Chaitya. Ajanta cave architecture, I have already informed you, architecture that is a Buddhist Chaitya. So very marvelous finishing is there. I have just shown you. In Ajanta, you just come to realize you first of all is architecture. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Then comes the turn of, after architecture, then the comes of the turns of the, you can say, sculpture. So sculpture was also much more developed than earlier. मतलब अजंता में जो आपको मूर्तियां मिली हैं, स्कल्पचर मतलब मूर्तियां, वो मूर्तियां पहले की तुलना में बहुत ज्यादा विकसित हैं. और नॉट टू स्पीक ऑफ पेंटिंग्स, अगर चित्रकला देखोगे तो गुप्तकालीन चित्रकला तो अत्यधिक विकसित है. अब हियर आई एम just reflecting and showing you here the Guptkalin and Gupta period, the you can say architecture, that is Gufa number 16th. You will find that you can say cave number 16th, cave number 17th and cave number 19th. So in cave number 16th you will find कि Buddha and Bodhisattva, you will the different types of, you can say, paintings will you find. Then you will find a painting कि there is a dying princess. Dying princess, you can say, a very unique type of painting is this. And the whole family members have been encircled this dying princess, and they are shedding tears over her pathetic condition because she is dying due to the separation from her husband. Because it was a feudal, you can say, the value system where the wife could not exist without the existence of husband, you know. So that's why she was discarding her body in, as she has been separated permanently from her husband. अब what happened to husband, that is not clear. मतलब कि आपको जो एक, मतलब वो जो केव नंबर 16 उसमें एक शोकातुर राजकुमारी जो शोक से ग्रस्त है, उसका पति कहीं चला गया है और वो मर रही है और पूरे परिवार वाले घेर कर उसमें मातम बना रहे हैं. In cave number 17, you will find there is Chitrashala, the very developed form of paintings, Chitrashala. So here you will find the very developed forms of paintings, and in Chitrashala, one painting is quite touching for the fact, because in this painting you will come to realize it appeared that as if Yashodhara, the wife of Buddha, was just submitting his son Rahul to him, and here through paintings there is a message: you left me in my youthful age, and after your departure, Rahul has been my only, you can say meaning in my life. But I am even giving Rahul and submitting Rahul for the sake of you and for the great cause. So it is the ultimate sense of sacrifice which has been reflected by Yashodhara. तो मतलब वहां पर यह कहता है कि राहुल को अर्पित करता है और उसे राहुल के सामने वो अर्पित करता है वो कि अपने बच्चे को यशोधरा, और वो बुद्धा के समक्ष, तो वो दिखाती है कि भाई क्या त्याग है उस माता का जो पति को पहले ही खो चुकी अपने पुत्र को भी अर्पित करे. तो इस सब तरह की जो टचिंग पेंटिंग्स हैं वो अजंता में. एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट यू जस्ट कम टू रियलाइज कि बेसिकली ड्यूरिंग गुप्ता पीरियड, वेदर इट मे बी पेंटिंग्स और स्कल्पचर, both attained the classical excellence. Particularly in Ajanta paintings, you will come to realize that Ajanta is the treasury of Indian culture. Indian, you can say art, you can say treasure trove of Indian art. Now, how did the paintings develop? So there were the caves, you can say caves. And in these caves, in fact, the paintings or sculpture, the paintings were built, and exclusively the paintings are the very marvelous, So these paintings were not drawn or portrayed, and the paintings, you can say, were not portrayed simply at the initiative of kings and dynasties. Kings and dynasties played their role because the different dynasties patronized the Ajanta art, The Andhra Shatavahana, then Gupta, then Chalukya, Rashtrakutas, so later Chalukya. So different dynasties, and it is an, you can say, the process started from 2nd century BCE to 2nd century BC, matlab 1st century BC in more or less, you can say, and it continued up to 7th century, 8th century. So Ajanta paintings was the, you can say, or Ajanta art was the प्रोडक्ट ऑफ द ग्रेजुअल एवोल्यूशन. मतलब एक लंबे विकास का परिणाम है. ऐसा नहीं कि अजंता अचानक से किसी डायनेस्टी ने, तो देखो इसको राजाओं ने और राजवंशों ने तो संरक्षण दिया, लेकिन जो इंडिपेंडेंट तपस्वी थे, साधु थे, जो इंडिपेंडेंट आर्टिस्ट थे, उन्होंने भी इसको पैट्रोनाइज किया. रात में मसाल जलाकर होल नाइट वो काम करते थे और पेंटिंग्स बनाते थे. तो ये अपने आप में बड़ा ही रेयरेस्ट मतलब एक्सपीरियंस है. सो यू कैन से कि इट वाज बेसिकली इन पोर्ट्रेयल वाज there was the portrayal of paintings even by the independent artists, the monks, the, you can say, saints, etc. So they were doing the work even in the midnight, while in the, you can say, candles light, they were doing the work. So it was really a superb achievement of the ancient Indian people. And one important thing is that could they develop such a lasting colors they could develop, the colors which had been portrayed in 4th century, so these colors survived even after 1600 years and 1700 years. How was it possible? What a lasting color they could develop. So that is also unique. तो अजंता का पेंटिंग्स, तो यहां पर अच्छा, if someone is going to ask one question, suppose, because you people are smart enough to answer my question, so I am asking one question. Ajanta paintings was associated not simply Ajanta paintings, okay? Ajanta art or Ajanta caves. Caves were Ajanta caves were associated with which of the following sect? Which of the following sects, you can say? Which of the following sects? Ajanta caves were associated with which of the following sects? Choice number A. Choice number A, you can say Buddhism. So not A. 1 Buddhism, 2 Jainism, 3 Brahmanism. Choice A, only 1, B 1 and 3, C 1 and 2, D 1, 2 and 3. Be fast, my friends, be fast. Be fast.
Maximum D.
My friends, I have thrown the net and you have been caught up into the net after a long time. पहली बार आप लोगों ने एक गलती की है, लेकिन उस गलती के बाद भी मुझे आपसे कोई शिकायत नहीं है, क्योंकि आपने बहुत अच्छा प्रयास किया है. देखो, अजंता का जो केव है, it was associated exclusively with Buddhism. So your answer should be choice number A. ये था. So whosoever has selected choice number A, that is correct. Okay. Anyway, my point is, the Guptas, they developed Ajanta. After Ajanta, they developed Bagh. Bagh was the other sorts of paintings, other centers in central India, Bagh, that associated with Gupta period. The Bagh paintings, you can say. Bagh paintings. So here you can say from Bagh there are the 9 caves and they were associated with Guptas. You will find certain difference in Ajanta paintings and Bagh paintings, So Ajanta paintings and Bagh paintings in Ajanta paintings is supposed to be associated with mainly with the elitist elements, and Bagh paintings are the more popular and folk. मतलब जो अजंता वाले हैं वो थोड़ा सा कुलीनों से ऊपर के स्तर से जुड़े हुए हैं और बाघ वाले थोड़ा सा और नीचे से जुड़े हुए हैं. And Ajanta paintings were basically religious in theme. In Bagh paintings, apart from religious, you will find even non-religious elements were prevailing there. तो थोड़ा सा यहाँ पर non-religious का भी चक्कर है. बाघ पेंटिंग्स का भी मैं आपको एग्जाम्पल बताऊंगा कि जैसे एक तो अजंता पेंटिंग्स है, बट बाघ पेंटिंग्स यू कम टू नो कि द केव्स एसोसिएटेड विथ बाघ पेंटिंग्स आर लोकेटेड नियर ग्वालियर एंड हैव रिवील्ड न्यूमरस पेंटिंग्स फ्रॉम द गुप्ता पीरियड. Out of 9 caves in Bagh, caves 2, 4 and 5 hold particular importance. When comparing to Bagh paintings to those of Ajanta, we observe a distinction in their themes. While Ajanta paintings primarily depict religious subjects, the Bagh paintings focus on earthly and human themes. Furthermore, while the Ajanta paintings were primarily intended for the aristocracy, the Bagh paintings appeal to people from all social classes. Up here you can observe, that is Bagh paintings, Bagh. Ab Badami paintings. After Bagh paintings, observe Badami paintings. Badami paintings were associated with whom? They were associated with Chalukyas. So the art of Badami painting flourished under the patronage of Chalukya rulers. King Mangalesha, a prominent Chalukya ruler, commissioned the construction of several caves that showcased not only sculptures but also exquisite paintings. Among these caves, cave number 4 stands out as a remarkable example, featuring captivating foretells of various forms of Lord Vishnu. So that is the example here. Badami. After that, you are just moving to Pallava paintings, but earlier than Ellora, you can say Badami paintings. So, one question on Badami paintings. Badami is known for which art form? 1. Architecture. 2. Sculpture. 2. Sculpture. And 3. One architecture, 2 sculpture, and 3 paintings. A1 and 3, B only 3, C 1 and 2, D 1, 2 and 3. Solve this question, my friends. Solve this question. Solve this question. Be fast. What is the answer, Mr. Ankur?
A or B is mix.
Both. B is the correct, D is the correct answer. 1, 2, 3 all. Even from Badami you will find. देखो अब caves होगा तो architecture होगा ही, उसको तो काट के ही बनाया जाएगा. थोड़ा कॉमन सेंस लगाना था और आप लोग तो लगाते हो. प्रीलिम्स के क्वेश्चन में बहुत कुछ अंडरस्टैंडिंग से सॉल्व होते हैं, इनसाइट से कर लेना होता है और आप लोगों में वो इनसाइट आ चुका है. सो यू माइट हैव सेलेक्टेड चॉइस नंबर सी, डी, बिकॉज whenever you find cave, तो cave implies architecture, then sculpture is naturally in Badami, and then painting, so all the 3 you know. So that is the answer. Mr. Ankur, have they selected some D or not?
Some students.
Okay. And after that you can say Ellora. Located in Maharashtra, Ellora is the climax of the fresco painting or mural painting, because after 10th century there would be the decline of fresco or mural painting, and gradually you can say कि there is the rise of miniature painting, जिसको लघु चित्रकारी कहते हो, वो महत्व प्राप्त करता जाएगा। लेकिन जिसको तुम फ्रेस्को, जो दीवालों और स्तंभों पर पेंटिंग्स बनाई जाती थी, तो एलोरा के बाद उसका डिक्लाइन होगा। So here my student, located in Maharashtra, Ellora showcases evidences of both paintings and sculpture. The Chalukya and Rashtrakutas rulers have made significant contributions to the development of paintings of Ellora. Notable paintings include Kailashnath, Indrasabha and others. Elephanta, situated near Mumbai in Maharashtra, was originally known as Dharanagari but was later named Elephanta by the Portuguese due to presence of elephant-shaped rock formations. Elephanta is not only known for its sculpture but also for its paintings. One noteworthy example is the depiction of Shiva in the form of Ardhanarishwara, symbolizing the union of Purusha and Prakriti. Now you will go, sometime you will go to Mumbai, so from just you can say in Gateway of India, you will find so many steamers and so many, so they are just moving to Elephanta. That is just in nearby in the through the sea route, I think 1-2 kilometers from Gateway of India. So there you will find the example of Elephanta. Elephanta name was given by Portuguese because it was having the large size stone. तो पोर्चुगीजों ने उसको एलिफेंटा नाम रखा, पहले उसका नाम धारा नगरी था, और वहीं पर आपको पेंटिंग्स और कुछ स्कल्पचर मूर्ति भी मिलेंगी। तो वो तो हुआ, लेकिन जो एलोरा है, एलोरा एक इंपॉर्टेंट सेंटर, बट माय स्टूडेंट्स, एलोरा इज paintings and sculpture are not having such an excellence as you find in Ajanta, but still you can say you will find that some example. One question I am going to ask you about Ellora, कि Ellora caves, Ellora cave, Ellora caves, Ellora caves were associated with which of the following sects? Which of the following sects? Choice, point 1, Buddhism, point 2, Jainism, point 3, Brahmanism. A, only three, B, 1 and 3, C, 2 and 3, D, 1, 2 and 3. I'll try to find out the answer. Yes, you are correct. This time you have taken a very intelligent move, and really praiseworthy is this 1, 2 and 3, because this Ellora caves were associated with all the 3 sects. So it was having some sort of religious tolerance. It reflects some religious tolerance. इसमें थोड़ी सी धार्मिक सहनशीलता आपको ज्यादा दिखेगी। अब देखो, Pallavas paintings. Even Pallavas left some paintings. Sitana Bhashal was the name of the place, you know. The Pallavas developed a distinctive style of painting that showcased influences from renowned Ajanta paintings. This artistic tradition known as Pallava paintings further evolved into Chola paintings, Chola Kala. Under the reign of Mahendravarman I, several caves were built and he actively promoted the art of painting. This artistic legacy was carried by Narasimhavarman II, also known as Rajsimha, who adorned the walls of the Kailasnath temple with magnificent paintings depicting various deities. These paintings serve as vibrant examples of Pallava paintings. अब चोला पेंटिंग्स यू कैन से पल्लवा पेंटिंग्स कंटिन्यू टू डेवलप ड्यूरिंग दिस पीरियड. अच्छा, वन एग्जांपल ऑफ पल्लवा पेंटिंग्स इज व्हिच आई विल आस्क यू इन द नेक्स्ट डे, सीतान भाषाल. सीतान भाषाल केव. It is from Sitan Bhashal cave you can find the evidence of Pallava paintings, you know. Then Chola paintings. Pallava paintings continued to develop during this period and its exquisite paintings adorned the temple walls. Among the early temples, the Vijayalaya Choleshwara temple in Naratmalai holds significance. Its walls were adorned with beautiful paintings portraying various gods and goddesses. However, the most remarkable paintings can be found on the walls of the Brihadeshwara temple in Tanjore, which was built under the rule of Raja Raj I. These splendid paintings embellish. Brihadeshwara ke wall par bhi even you can find some evidence of paintings, you can say. Embellish the walls surrounding the inner sanctum known as the circumambulatory path. Unfortunately, these paintings were covered by Nayaka period paintings. Luckily, an esteemed scholar or the respected and the renowned scholar, you can say, the renowned scholar named Govind Swami rediscovered the precious paintings. Notably, the depiction of Nataraja Shiva holds immense importance in these artworks. Additionally, a depiction of Shiva as Tirupurantaka, मतलब तिरुपुरांतका कहते हैं 3 किलो को नष्ट करने वाला, जैसे शिव के बारे में कहा जाता है. जैसे ये कहा गया आपको कि विशेषकर देखो चोला का जो टेम्पल है तो उसके टेम्पल के दीवारों पर पेंटिंग्स है. उसी में जो उसका बृहदेश्वर टेम्पल है सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है, तो उसमें बताया गया है कि उसके पहले इनर जो दीवार है उस पर चोला पेंटिंग्स था. बाद में किसी सामंत ने उस पर अपने पेंटिंग्स नायकाज ने बना लिए थे. नायक कहते हैं विजयनगर के जो फ्यूडल लॉर्ड्स होते थे उनको नायक्स बोलते थे, जो मैं मीडिया में बताऊंगा. तो उन्होंने उसके दीवारों पर अपनी पेंटिंग्स बना ली थी. तो चूंकि उनके दीवारों पर उनकी जो दीवारें थी उस पर एक अलग पेंटिंग्स बना ली थी, दैट्स व्हाई यू जस्ट कम टू नो कि वहां से उसको हटाया गया दीवालों से. और फिर गोविंद स्वामी ने चोला पेंटिंग्स को एक्सप्लोर किया है. तो वही सूचना दी है कि गोविंद स्वामी नामक स्कॉलर ने उसके नायक पेंटिंग्स के नीचे जो चोला पेंटिंग्स है उसको एक्सप्लोर किया है. उसी में दिखाता है कि नटराज शिवा एक तिरुपुरांतक का मतलब यह हुआ कि शिव का एक रूप है जिसमें 3 किलो को, जैसे तिरुपुरांतक जो 3 किलो को नष्ट करने वाला जो राक्षस है उसकी हत्या की उन्होंने. तो इस तरह से नटराज शिवा होल्ड्स इमेंस इंपॉर्टेंस इन दिस artworks. Additionally, a depiction of Shiva as a Tirupurantaka, the destroyer of 3 forts is 3 forts के डिस्ट्रॉयर के रूप में शिवा को चित्रित किया गया, जो एक्चुअली डेमोन्स के फोर्ट्स को शिवा डिस्ट्रॉय करते हैं, 3 फोर्ट्स को. तो वो दैट इज द यू कैन से द स्पेसिफिक पोस्चर ऑफ शिवा दैट इज कॉल्ड तिरुपुरांतका. अब चोला मूरल पेंटिंग्स. मूरल पेंटिंग दीवार पर जो पेंटिंग्स होती है वही मूरल पेंटिंग्स है चोला का. मूरल पेंटिंग्स ऑफ बृहदेश्वरा टेम्पल तंजौर का जो बृहदेश्वर टेम्पल है उसमें देखो इस तरह से दीवालों पर है. पेंटिंग्स ऑन द रूफ ऑफ बृहदेश्वरा टेम्पल तंजौर. चोला फ्रेस्को ऑफ डांसिंग गर्ल्स बृहदेश्वरा टेम्पल. फ्रेस्को पेंटिंग्स बृहदेश्वरा टेम्पल. फ्रेस्को पेंटिंग्स बृहदेश्वरा टेम्पल. पेंटिंग्स इन द बृहदेश्वरा टेम्पल. अब टू सेकेंड स्टेट ऑफ डेवलपमेंट. अब सेकेंड स्टेट ऑफ है मिनिएचर पेंटिंग्स. देखो माय स्टूडेंट्स, up to 10th century, you will find the emphasis on the fresco paintings or the mural paintings, that is on the wall. And in the second stage, there developed a new form of painting that is called miniature paintings. तो miniature है, उसको लघु चित्रकारी हिंदी में बोलते हैं. किस पर बनता था? तो कई चीज था, जैसे पाम लिप्स पर बनता था. पाम मतलब जो पत्ता है उसके ऊपर वो पेंटिंग्स बनती थी, पाम लिप्स पर. उसके माने पत्ते पर, और पाम लिप्स उसको बोलते थे. और फिर उसके बाद वो किस पर बनता था? तो कपड़े पर भी बनता था. कपड़े पर जो बनता था उसको चित्रपट भी बोलते हैं, जो मैं आपको दिखाऊंगा. तो कई चीजों पर वो पेंटिंग्स बनती थी. तो उस पेंटिंग्स को पहले जैना ने डेवलप किया, और किन किन क्षेत्रों में डेवलप हुआ यू हैव टू ऑब्जर्व. एंड देन गुजरात पेंटिंग्स उसी से डेवलप होगा. एंड गुजरात पेंटिंग्स की स्पेशलिटी, व्हाट इज द स्पेशलिटी ऑफ गुजरात पेंटिंग्स? तो इन बिकॉज देखो my students, in medieval history, I'll just make you clear. This year there was a technology, on medieval technology there was a question as well which I will deal with. So in this part you will come to know that for the first time the paper was introduced in India in 13th century under Delhi Sultanate. So paper was introduced in India. So from 13th century onwards paintings were drawn on the paper. कागज का भी प्रयोग शुरू हो गया. But it was from the Gujarati paintings, even the paper is going to be used. After Gujarati painting, the Rajput painting, Gujarati painting then developed Chaur Panchasika style. What is Chaur Panchasika style of paintings? I'll make you clear. And then finally that is known as Pothi style. So I have to make you clear. उसको पोथी पेंटिंग्स कहेंगे. Initial paintings were made on palm leaves. After that miniature paintings were created on paper and cloth. Paper cloth तो बहुत बाद में. It is believed that after the Ellora cave paintings, pillar paintings, you can say fresco paintings declined and were replaced by miniature paintings. The initial development was seen on the तालपत्र. तालपत्र मतलब एक तार का जो पत्ता होता है ना, उसी को तालपत्र बोलते हैं. तार एक जो पेड़ होता है, आपने नाम सुना होगा, तो उसके जो पत्ते होते हैं वो बड़े चौड़े चौड़े होते हैं, तो उन्हीं को तालपत्र बोलते हैं. Jains have contributed to its development. Gujarat and Bengal were the main centers of these paintings. जैना पेंटिंग्स का मेन जो सेंटर था वो बंगाल और गुजरात. With Gujarat being the center of Jains, the development of Jaina paintings started in 7th century. अगर आपको पूछा है जैना पेंटिंग्स का, तो मेन रीजन ऑफ गुजरात बोलना, फिर राजस्थान भी बोल सकते हो. That is the venue, that is you can say main region of Jaina paintings. Then Bengal later. Jaina paintings. The Jaina style of paintings hold a significant place among the artistic styles that influenced the entire Indian subcontinent from 9th to 12th century. The earliest evidence of this style can be traced back to exquisite 5 Jaina idols found in the Sitanavashal cave. Sitanavashal cave that is the cave is, you can say, Palwaj has just, you can say, made a contribution. Paintings on paper hold a special place in the realm of Indian paintings. An example of this form can be seen on the covers and wooden book holders of Jaina text. This Jaina style also shows the influence of Mughal and Iranian paintings style. मतलब ये इन्फ्लुएंस आगे चलकर मुगल और ईरानियन पेंटिंग्स स्टाइल्स को भी, पर्शियन पेंटिंग्स, ईरानियन मतलब पर्शियन पेंटिंग्स स्टाइल्स. जैना पेंटिंग्स, जैना मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट, जैना मिनिएचर पेंटिंग. क्लॉथ पेंटिंग्स, इसको कहते हैं पट्टचित्र कला. This style of paintings originated in Bengal and gradually spread to other regions such as Uttar Pradesh, Nepal and Tibet. Renowned artists like Nilmani Das, Gopal Das and Balram Das were closely associated with this art form. In this style, narratives from the Ramayana, Mahabharata and Puranas were depicted on cloth, giving rise to its name cloth painting or patrika. You can say पट्टचित्र कला. मतलब इसमें रामायण महाभारत और पुराण से मतलब कथाएं लेकर चित्र बनाई गई. और ये चित्र, इसमें कुछ इस कला आर्टिस्ट का नाम बताता है. नीलमणि दास है, गोपाल दास है, बालराम दास है, ये सब उसके. अब द क्लॉथ पेंटिंग्स, देखो क्लॉथ पेंटिंग, पटचित्र, देखो दिस इज द क्लॉथ पेंटिंग्स, पट चित्रकला. Then Gujarati paintings. The uniqueness of this painting style lies in the use of palm leaves, ताल पत्रा, वही ताल पत्र जो ताल का पत्ता, as the canvas instead of pillars. As canvas instead of pillars. These palm leaves were transformed into book-like forms, giving rise to the पोथी style. अब palm leaves है, उसको धीरे धीरे क्या होगा कि एक बुक बाइंडिंग की तरह पूरे palm leaves को बांध देंगे, बाइंड कर देंगे, उसको पोथी स्टाइल बोलते थे जब उसको बाइंड कर देते थे. गुजराती पेंटिंग्स emphasize the depiction of nature including elements such as fire, water, clouds and the sky which were intricately painted and engraved on the palm leaves. The influence of this style can also be seen in Rajput paintings. इसका influence राजपूत पेंटिंग्स में भी है. गुजराती पेंटिंग्स, you know, गुजराती पेंटिंग्स, later it influenced Rajput paintings. गुजराती पेंटिंग्स. अब Pala school. The Pala school of paintings emerged during the reign of Dharmpala and Devpala, who were rulers of Pala dynasty in Bengal from 9th to 12th century. This school of paintings was greatly influenced by Buddhism, initially executed on palm leaves and later on paper. The Pala paintings depicted scenes related to Vajrayana Buddhism. Vajrayana branch को Pala dynasty ने पैट्रोनाइज किया था, आपको याद है. So the style, characterized by its dominant illustration style, has also influenced the painting art of Tibet and Nepal. तिब्बत नेपाल पर भी इसका influence है. While its primary center remained in Northeast India, paintings of this style can now be seen in museums located in various parts of India. You know. अब क्वेश्चंस डिस्क्राइब द कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ बुद्धिज्म इन द फील्ड ऑफ आर्ट. बुद्धिस्ट आर्ट, चैत्या, स्तूपा, बिहारा टेम्पल्स, स्कल्पचर, गांधारा आर्ट एंड सारनाथ आर्ट, अजंता एंड एलोरा प्लस बाग, जैनिज्म, बुद्धिज्म एंड ब्राह्मणिज्म. आउटसाइड इन इंडिया, इम्पैक्ट ऑफ पेंटिंग्स एंड स्कल्पचर इन सेंट्रल एशिया, ईस्ट एशिया एंड साउथ ईस्ट एशिया. Ajanta is a great heritage of Indian culture. Comment on this statement. Go through it. Architecture, sculpture, paintings. Okay. Ajanta marks a significant turning point in the development of Indian art. By the time of Ajanta, various art styles in India had reached a Buddhist temple, that is, or here you can use the term Chaityas. Chaityas. Indian art. By the time of Ajanta, various art styles in India had reached a level of maturity that not only influenced later Indian art but also had an impact on art styles beyond India. Ajanta stands as a remarkable artistic achievement in India, showcasing not only exquisite paintings but also remarkable architecture and sculpture, spanning nearly a millennium from the 2nd century BC to 7th century CE. The site encompasses the remains of 30 caves comprising both Chaityas and Viharas, one of the earliest examples whether both Chaityas and Viharas were built together. The cave temple from the Gupta period in Ajanta serves as a prime example of a Chaitya cave temple. Noteworthy for its contributions to sculpture, Ajanta has unveiled numerous statues of Buddha and Bodhisattvas. These discoveries underscore the profound influence of Buddhism on artistic inspiration of Ajanta. The sculpture of the Gupta period is almost similar to the Sarnath style. Above all, Ajanta represents the pinnacle of development in the field of paintings. Caves 16th, 17th, 19th belonging to the Gupta period exemplify classical standards in paintings. Ajanta art received patronage from various dynasties such as Sungas, Kushanas, Satvahana, Gupta, Chalukya dynasties. However, the art of Ajanta is not solely a reflection of the ruling elite. The general public also played a crucial role in its development, with its sages, ascetics, and independent artists contributing to its diversity. As a result, the paintings of Ajanta encompass a wide range of subjects depicting both rural and urban life. Its significance in the history of Indian art extends to its influence on East Asian art as well. Ellora is not only a great heritage of Indian culture but also unique example of religious harmony. वही देखो, आर्किटेक्चर, पेंटिंग्स, ब्राह्मणिज्म, जैनिज्म, बुद्धिज्म, ऑल द स्टेट्स. वेरी गुड. आप लोगों ने इसको पढ़ा हुआ है. ओके माय स्टूडेंट्स, सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट पेंटिंग्स, यू नो. अब नाउ My students, actually I have to discuss about the dance forms, but dance form mainly meant for the display, you can say. So I am having some time, Mr. Ankur, आप दिखा सकते हो? तो पहले मैं डांस फॉर्म आपको दिखा देता हूं, फिर डांस फॉर्म का जो लिटरेचर आज भेजा है, जो आप लोगों ने अभी नहीं पढ़ा है, लेकिन आप लोग उसको पढ़ लेना. सो जस्ट स्टार्ट. लाइट दिख जाएगा? ओके. देखो माय स्टूडेंट्स, हियर आई हैव टू इन्फॉर्म यू, लेट मी ब्रीफ. एक्चुअली this is the Bharatnatyam, you know, and in Bharatnatyam, that is the dance of Tamil Nadu, and the very important sorts of dance, you know, and it developed in the temples. Actually, here I have to inform you first, in fact, the first Nartak or the first dancer is Lord Shiva. He possibly learned the art of dancing from Brahma. Then Shiva became important. Shiva was exclusively known for a very furious type of dance you might have heard about, that is called Tandav dance, Tandava. So in Tandava, whenever Shiva was in the form of Tandava, you can say, so he was taking in the left hand a fire, in the right hand you can say drum, that is called Damru, and he was in the furious posture while playing the Tandava dance. He had once even, you can say, burnt Kamdeva to ashes through his fury. So this is the very furious type of dance and very aggressive in posture. But another type of dance is Lasya. Lasya is the soft form of dance, and it was associated with Parvati. जैसे Tandava is associated with Shiva. So Lasya dance was associated with Parvati. So this is the difference between the two. Second one, you can see here, I have to inform you, in fact, what are the basis of this dance form, you know. The basis of the dance form is the different forms of dance you can just observe here. And the different forms of dance is, you know, that is, the basis of the dance and the major textual support from dance, that is, one is Gandharv Veda. Apart from Gandharv Veda, you can say that is known as Bharatnatyam. The Gandharv Veda, you can cite the example of the Natya Shastra of Bharat Muni. The Natya Shastra of Bharat Muni is supposed to be a, you can say, encyclopedic text on dance, music, as well as, you can say, paintings. So then let us start on the different dance forms. Just go on. Go on. इसमें नहीं दिख रहा है. हाँ, yes. अब देखो, this is Bharatnatyam. What is the important portion of Bharatnatyam? The eyes movement of a dancer is quite remarkable. मतलब एक जो डांसर होती है, उसके चेहरे पर जो एक ये होता है, आई मूवमेंट होता है, वो बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट. देखो, आईज मूवमेंट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन दिस भरतनाट्यम टाइप ऑफ डांसिंग. Go on. Bharatnatyam developed in temple, and Devdasis exclusively played the important role in the development of Bharatnatyam. Go on. ये मंदिरों में इसका डेवलपमेंट हुआ, और देवदासियां जो होती थी वो भरतनाट्यम के डेवलपमेंट में उसका बड़ा रोल माना जाता था. Even facial expression and dancing posture both are important in Bharatnatyam. Go on. Mohiniyattam, it was also associated with Tamil Nadu, but it was not a classical dance. Bharatanatyam is a classical dance. Now it is taking the form of classical stature, but Mohiniyattam was a local dance in Tamil Nadu. It was in this posture, you can say, कि Mohini just tried to enchant Lord Shiva. So that is called Mohiniyattam. स्टूडेंट लोग डांस देख रहा है? आर दे एंजॉयिंग? Go on. This is Kathakali. This is the dance form of Kerala. And here you will find the major impact of Tandava. It is supposed to be a tough type of dance. When you will go to Kerala, you will find that at every corner, this Kathakali was so popular and so enshrined. देखो, जैसे केरला में मैंने दो चीज महसूस किया है, कथकली, आप लोग तो हो सकता है कुछ लोग केरला से होंगे, और दूसरा उसका कलरिया पत्तू करके जो मार्शल आर्ट है, उसके तो जगह जगह पोस्टर पे, केरला तो आप जानते हो टूरिज्म के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट भी है. सो this became the one of the major attraction of tourists in Kerala. Here is one is Guru and he is doing the part. One is dancer and one is sitting. Dancer is not allowed to speak anything. The special type of thing is face is colored different colors, white, black, etc. So its face is actually, you can say, covered with the different sorts of colors. Go on. Kuchipudi, that is from Andhra Pradesh. It was a classical dance, Kuchipudi. Here you will find some influence of Bharatanatyam, but it is an independent dance form. Classical dance. Go on. Like Kathak Nrit, the famous and illustrious, very renowned dancer, you might have heard the name of Birju Maharaj. He passed away the previous year. He was supposed to be one of the greatest dancers of India and the world, you can say, in this Kathak Nrit. Kathak dance has developed in the Mughal court. Basically, it was taken from the temples, the Radha Krishna, Krishna Lila, etc. It was inspired and it developed into Mughal court. Mughal patronizes Kathak dance. Who is playing the drum? Do you know? He was also equally illustrious. He is Zakir Hussain, tabla वादक. तो दोनों का क्या मेल है? बिरजू महाराज डांसर और जाकिर हुसैन तबला वादक.
is a classical dance from Kerala written in some books.
Now it is taking the Mohiniyattam is now taking the classical standard. For example, you can Satriya dance. It was not earlier given the classical standard, but now it has been given the classical standard. So you can say semi-classical. Now it is enjoying the classical standard. You know. Okay, I will go on. This is the Kathak, the same from North India. Move on. Tandav is a very tough dance. Normally the males were earlier doing the dance, but now when females have started to perform it.
जल प्रवाह पावितस्थले कलेवलम्ब्यलम्बितां भुजङ्गतुङ्गमालिका तमट्टमट्टमट्टमन्निनादवट्टमर्वयं चकार चण्डताण्डवं तनोतु नः शिव शिव जटाकटाह सम्भ्रम भ्रमन्निलिम्ब निर्झरी विलोल वीचि वल्लरी विराजमान नोधरी धगद्धगद्धगज्ज्वलल्ललाटमट्ट पावके किशोर चन्द्रशेखरे रति प्रशिक्षणम्
Go on.
जटाभुजङ्ग पिङ्गल
Last, that is associated with Parvati, this dance. Go on. Odissi, from Odisha you can say. Sanyukta Pani Garhi, that is supposed to be a very important dancer of Odissi. Even Odissi has developed into the temples. It is largely influenced by Bharatnatyam. Some even artists are common, Bharatnatyam and Odissi. Go on. Actually, this is not a classical dance. This was folk dance in Assam Bihu. I've gone. that is Manipuri. It has been developed by Ravindra, and you'll find it was influenced Manipuri dance. So it was the, you can say, in the hilly trend it was, and it is special in that sense कि they are using here. इसको देखो यहाँ पर क्या है कि एक बड़े गत्ते समझते हो उसको, गत्ते का बना हुआ है, उसमें शीशे के छोटे छोटे कर लगाए जाते हैं. So it was using basically the gown, and that was spread in a vast region. तो बड़ा यूनिक डांस है ये. Even it is a classical dance, Manipuri. Go on. हटाओ ये तो थी folk dance. Okay, my friends. So the certain dance forms I have just shown you, but now you have to move through the literature. I have given you certain information. Actually, they are not going to ask you any question on mains on the dance form. They will basically ask you the questions on prelims. जैसे डांस फॉर्म से आपको मेन एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछ पाएंगे, वो जब भी क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे डांस फॉर्म में तो प्रीलिम्स में ही पूछेंगे. तो चलिए हम देखते हैं. Today you have not just downloaded it. Today you just go here. I have informed you in fact the basics of the different dance forms. So that was prepared by, you can say, Tandava and Lasya. Actually here you are informed that this dance art of India has a history of around 2500 years as evident from the Gandharva Ved. Gandharva Ved was the earliest one on dance. As per tradition, actually Gandharva Ved, अब you can say कि there are the 4 Vedas. आपने 4 वेदों के बारे में सुना है. गंधर्व वेद कहाँ से आ गया, आपके दिमाग में क्वेश्चन होगा. एक्चुअली गंधर्व वेद ओरिजिनल वेद नहीं, उपवेदा है. दैट इज कॉल्ड, इसको दैट इज स्टेटस, एक स्पेशल स्टेटस है इसका, उपवेदा. सो गंधर्वा वेदा इज द उपवेदा. So you come to know कि as per tradition Nataraj Shiva is considered the first dancer of India. First dancer of India and Nataraj Shiva. 2 distinct styles of dance evolved from Shiva's influence. The first style is called Tandava. वो थोड़ा सा टेम्परेचर को एक बढ़ा दो. Tandava, which portrays fierceness and destruction, माने वो क्रोध, reflecting Shiva's anger. In Tandava, Shiva holds a drum in his right hand and fire in his left hand, symbolizing the reduction of Kamdeva to ashes. Interestingly, the influence of Shiva's Tandava can be seen in Kathak, classical dance form that exists today. However, Shiva's persona is not solely associated with fierceness. A gentle aspect of it is also depicted in certain idols where both the fierce and gentle forms coexist. This gentle form is represented through a dance called Lasya. Both Tandava and Lasya have influenced various styles of classical. तो मैंने आपको बताया कि देखो मेजर निकलता है डांस या तो तांडव से, जो फियर्सनेस का है, जिसमें क्रोध है, आक्रोश है, और दूसरा निकलता है लास्या से, जिसको पार्वती से उसका रिलेशन उस डांस का जोड़ा जाता है, और वो बेसिकली वो बड़ा ही सॉफ्ट टाइप का, टेंडर टाइप का डांस होता है. When we categorize dance in India, we recognize 2 main types: classical dance and folk dance. Folk dance तो आपको देखना पड़ेगा अलग से लिस्ट, लेकिन क्लासिकल डांस की हमने चर्चा की है. फोक डांस का मैं कुछ आपको कर दूंगा, वो कोई भी बुक में मिल जाता है फोक डांस, लेकिन बहुत ज्यादा डांस फैक्ट्स मत लेना. आई एम ऑलवेज बिवेयर ऑफ फैक्ट्स. फैक्ट्स का कोई लिमिट नहीं होता है, फैक्ट्स को एक सिस्टम में डालकर दिमाग में रखना होता है. तो although there are numerous classical dance forms, they all share a common foundation based on Bharat Natya Shastra and ancient treatises from early centuries of Christ. तो देखो अब यहां पर है, this classical dances draw inspiration from shared narratives found in epics like the Ramayana Mahabharata. एक थोड़ा करेक्ट कर लेना है, यहाँ पुराणाज है, रामायण महाभारत पुराण गीता गोविंद जो एक टेक्स्ट है इंडियन. तो यहाँ पर पुरानाज का वो मिसप्रिंटिंग हो गई, कुरानाज हो गया है, तो कुरानाज मत लेना, आप इसको पुरानाज कर लेना। पुराण तो आप जानते ही हो लिटरेचर, तो उसको कर लेना है। Consequently, despite the apparent diversity, Indian culture emphasized the underlying unity. अब देखो, डिस्कस द तांडवा डांस एज रिकॉर्डेड इन द अर्ली इंडियन इंस्क्रिप्शंस, ये 2013 में पूछा है, तो इसका मैंने आंसर करके आपको दे दिया है। भरतनाट्यम, अब भरतनाट्यम में आपको पता चलता है कि देवदासिया ने टेम्पल्स में, इसको पढ़ोगे तो आपको बिल्कुल क्लियर हो जाएगा कि भरतनाट्यम का basically what were the features of Bharat Muni's Nat Shastra. That is the basis of almost all the dance forms, you can say, Bharat Muni Nat Shastra. And Devdasi in temples originally developed, it came to be known as Devdasi Attam. Another name for Bharatnatyam is Devdasi Attam. So even you have to keep in your mind. And it is a religious dance that draws inspiration from, मतलब एक धार्मिक नृत्य है जो found in that draws inspiration from stories found in Krishna Lila, Ramayana and other religious texts. As the name suggests, its classical style and sequences are derived from Bharat Muni's Nat Shastra. That is, you can say Bharat Muni's Nat Shastra. Traditionally, the music accompaniment is conducted by the dancer's teacher, but nowadays men also perform this dance. अब ओवर द लास्ट 40 years भरतनाट्यम, इसमें कुछ एक आर्टिस्ट का नाम आप ध्यान रखना, कभी प्रीलिम्स में काम आ जाए, जैसे बाल सरस्वती है, रुक्मिणी देवी है, यामिनी कृष्णामूर्ति है, राम गोपाल, बैजंती माला, ये शी वाज ए फिल्मी एक्ट्रेस, यू नो, वेरी फेमस actress Vajanti Mala. She was also in Sonal Mansingh. Sonal Mansingh is associated with Odissi also, as well as this Bharatnatyam. कथकली, कथकली ये डांस फॉर्म, ऐसे कहा है कि कथा कहे सो कथक कहा है, इट इज जस्ट लाइक ए स्टोरी, यू कैन से कथक, कथा। Kathakali is a dance form that originated in the Malabar region of Kerala state. The term Kathakali literally translates to a story performance. Maharaja वीर केरला वर्मा ऑफ त्रावणकोर प्लेड अ सिग्निफिकेंट रोल। इसमें वीर केरल वर्मा का एक बहुत बड़ा रोल है और ये इंस्पिरेशन कई जगह से खींचता है, रामायण, महाभारत, शिवा लिटरेचर से। कथकली इज परफॉर्म आउटडोर्स एंड ओपन कंटिन्यूस थ्रू आउट द नाइट, पूरे रात चलती है। एंड द परफॉर्मेंस इन्वॉल्व्स अ नैरेटर हु टेल्स द स्टोरी व्हाइल द डांसर्स कन्वे द मेन एक्शन सोनली थ्रू हैंड जेस्चर्स नोन एज मुद्रास। In Kathakali, the dancer remains silent as speaking or singing is prohibited. Traditionally, this dance form is exclusively performed by men and young individuals who skillfully portray female characters. Due to its complexity, participation in Kathakali is not mandatory for girls and women. माने इसमें गर्ल्स और women के लिए मैंडेटरी नहीं होता था। And additionally, the remarkable aspect of this dance lies in its elaborate costumes and intricate decorations. You know, the face is adorned with vibrant colors such as red, green, black or yellow with white lines delicate. अब ये तो कलर्स वगैरह देख लेना, फैक्ट्स है। कथक मैंने नॉर्थ इंडिया में मैंने आपको बताया था। सो कथा कहे सो कथक कहा है। कथक डांस फाइंड्स इट्स रूट्स इन द स्टोरीज ऑफ द भागवत पुराना एंड डीपली इंटरव्यूड। हाँ, यहां पर मैं आपको बताऊंगा कथक कली का कुंजू कुरूप इसका एक महत्वपूर्ण एक्सपोनेंट है, कुंजू कुरूप। सो यू हैव टू कीप योर माइंड, दिस इज द बेसिकली डांसर। एंड कथक इन नॉर्थ इंडिया temples started from temples in the Mughal court, it developed, and Nawab of Awadh also patronized it. Here you will find a story of, इसीलिए आप कहते हैं इंडिया का कंपोजिट कल्चर है, रूलर मुस्लिम है लेकिन चीजें टेम्पल से आ रही। रामायण, महाभारत, गीत गोविंद। अब कैन यू बिलीव दैट कि अकबर ट्रांसलेटेड सो मेनी रिलीजियस टेक्स्ट ऑफ द हिंदूज इनटू पर्शियन टेक्स्ट। तो एक तरह से कम्युनिकेशन लाइन में मेडिवल हिस्ट्री में बताऊंगा, दैट इज कॉल्ड कंपोजिट कल्चर ऑफ इंडिया। सो its roots in the story of the Bhagavad Purana and is deeply intertwined with the love between Radha and Krishna. Consequently, it is often referred to as Natvari. कथक का एक दूसरा नाम नटवरी है, so that is नटवरी। कथक has gained popularity among both men and women, ये तो पढ़ लेना आप। कथक डांस आपको सब समझ में आ जाएगा, कोई नहीं। मणिपुरी, हाँ कथक among them बिरजू महाराज, whose dance you have just manifested, Birju Maharaj, who sadly passed away on January 17, 2022, is hailed as a maestro of Kathak dance. Okay, good. And here you know Manipuri. Manipuri is a delicate dance form originated from the state of Manipur, located in the northeastern region of the country. It dates back approximately 2500 years and is based on the Natya Shastra of Bharata. The dance narratives often revolve around lives of Radha Krishna and Gopis. अधिकांश तो आपको वही डांस है, रामायण महाभारत, राधा कृष्ण, रासलीला. Manipuri dance embodies both Lasya and Tandava aspects. It features a sense of Manipur lies in its Raslila performances. The costumes worn by Manipuri dancers are equally unique. They typically wear long, shiny घाघराज skirts with expandable cardboard underneath. कार्डबोर्ड जो उनका गत्ते वाली जो पहनते थे, मैंने बताया. These skirts are adorned with round pieces of glass. छोटे छोटे शीशे का उसमें भरा जाता था. While Sri Uday Shankar played a significant role in promoting it worldwide, among the present artists, Naina Javeri and her sisters are considered exceptional performance of Manipuri dance. ओडिसी टेम्पल्स ऑफ भुवनेश्वर, कोणार्क एंड पुरी, इसका डेवलपमेंट हुआ है. और सोनाल मानसिंह, संयुक्ता पानीगरी, दे आर द कॉमन इन भरतनाट्यम. माधुरी मुदगल, तो सोनाल मानसिंह और संयुक्ता पानीगरी कॉमन इन द भरतनाट्यम एंड ओडिसी डांस. यू नो कुचिपुड़ी इन आंध्र प्रदेश. यू नो अदर क्लासिकल डांस, अदर क्लासिकल है जो अभी भी क्लासिकल इसको स्टेज मिला है. भागवत मेला, मोहिनी अट्टम, कथा, मोहिनी अट्टम भी है, कथा कुरुवंकी आर फेमस. ये पहले क्लासिकल नहीं था, अब ये भी क्लासिकल हुआ है. भागवत मेला इज सेलिब्रेटेड एवरी ईयर ऑन द ओकेजन ऑफ नरसिम्हा जयंती. मेला टूट तमिलनाडु स्टेट में भागवत मेला. Mohini Attam is based on Hindu mythology where Mohini portrays the role of a successor to attract Shiva. The fusion of Bharatnatyam and Kathakali, दोनों का फ्यूजन है. पहले इसको क्लासिकल दर्जा नहीं था, इधर कुछ समय पहले मिला है. Accompanied by Carnatic music and Malayalam songs, let Chinammu Amma and Kalyani Kutti Amma have gained tremendous fame in this dance form. Krishna Attam is a beautiful dance form originated from the state of Kerala. Krishna Attam, तो यही फॉर्म है. उसका द सत्रिया डांस. सत्रिया डांस ये असम में शंकरदेव नॉट संगराजा, शंकरदेव हैज जस्ट डेवलप्ड इट. It was developed in the temple. Earlier it was not given the classical status, but recently it has been given the classical status. एक बार प्रीलिम्स में क्वेश्चन भी पूछा है इसके ऊपर. शंकरदेव ऑफ असम, he was a bhakti saint, Shankardeva. The Yakshiganga is a different. Yakshiganga and Radhar play significant role adding depth. इसको आप देख लेना. Yakshiganga is a dance form drama deeply rooted in the rural Karnataka, blending the elements of dance and drama. Its essence lies in Gan, which signifies music. Under Vijayanagar it has developed. Yakshiganga. Derived from Hindu epics, although the language used in Kannada, costumes bear a striking resemblance to those seen in Kathakali. Within Yakshiganga, gestures and Sardar play significant roles, adding depth and charm to the performances. Music arts. Music देख लेना, music में कुछ नहीं है, बस थोड़ा सा. So my students, here you have to go through it, and then in the next class, I have to cover basically science and technology. And after covering science and technology, if I will have the time, so I have to discuss about the sources of study as well. So the part 2 would be over now in the next class. But my students, next class I cannot hold your next class and you can say engage you tomorrow due to my some work, and you people are also engaged in other subjects. And this coming week, you know कि Monday is the 2nd October, so Gandhi Jayanti, so that is the national holiday, so I think the class would not be held on that day. So once again I will just be there in 3rd October, and onwards. Then in medieval part it will not so much time taking as you find in case of ancient part. हालांकि अब यूपीएससी का कुछ नहीं कहा जा सकता, medieval से तुमने देखा टेक्नोलॉजी से क्वेश्चन पूछा, लेकिन फिर भी जो पार्ट 2 है उसमें ज़्यादा टाइम लगता है, पार्ट 3 में उतना टाइम नहीं लगेगा, और पार्ट 4 मॉडर्न तो ऑलरेडी हम लोगों ने किया हुआ है, उसमें थोड़ा उसका कल्चरल एस्पेक्ट मुझे बताना होगा मॉडर्न का. सो हो ही जाएगा जल्दी, क्योंकि टाइम 1 hour 20 minutes का होता है, and we have to do the question on prelims means both. So in prelims you are just performing superbly well. Now I expect you to develop the same confidence in the mains question writing. Will you do it? अब just my students give me the hint कि what is your position in the mains question writing? Mains question writing. Please give me the information. I am waiting for your answer.
मतलब कुछ कह रहे हैं not good.
Gradually, I'll request you to up to finishing culture. In the medieval part, I will do the question writing, and you people have to digest. क्लास को फिनिश होने के बाद भी जब आप डाइजेस्ट करके उसको इंटेलेक्चुअल फर्मेंटेशन कर लोगे, जिसको मैं बौद्धिक जुगाली बोलता हूं, तो तुम्हारी क्वेश्चन राइटिंग बिल्कुल डेवलप हो जाएगी. आप कॉन्फिडेंस रखो अपने आप पर. सो माय स्टूडेंट्स, आई विल सी यू ऑन 3rd October. ओके, सो थैंक यू वेरी मच. आई विल सी यू. See you on 3rd October. Okay, so